In today's Pitlanes sim racing video, we take a look at the hot off the press 1998 BMW 320i by the modding team PM3DM. This car was raced throughout the 90s in many series that used the super touring regulations, such as the BTCC and the German STW championships. This car has been created for Assetto Corsa and is a kind of early release version with only a basic interior and placeholding driver. But even with all that said, the exterior to me looks spot on and highly detailed, even if some of the textures still require some optimization. Okay, let's get this beauty out on the track and see how it handles around a touring car staple, Brands Hatch. Okay, here we are at an overcast Brands Hatch, back of the grid, as we go for a 5-lap quick sprint around this track with a field of 20 BMW 320s. Now, we may as well mention it, talk about it, get it over and done with. You will notice the very sparse and basic interior. Now that is something I've mentioned in the intro, and it is something they are totally upfront about in the release notes of this car. So we just have to make do for now with the basic dash shape and layout, along with a placeholder of a driver. But I know that as we edge ever closer towards version 1.0, the interior will get worked on and be put in place. So let's move on to how the actual models perform in the sim title. Now, considering they're not overly optimized yet, I've got a grid of 20 cars. I'm in VR and I haven't noticed any performance issues compared with any other cars, so even in this extremely early stage, they do run very well in sim. Right. Now, they have mentioned about the fact that they've gone for a very safe setup. So we are to expect some understeer with the default setup, and if you want to tune that out, that's up to you to play with the settings. I haven't found it too bad actually, as long as you're sensible on the way in. It's not too bad, but it does mean that the car is nice and planted on the exit, and you don't find, with this being a rear wheel drive car, that the back end wants to swap ends on you. So it is a very confidence inspiring setup. I also really like the sounds of the car. The engine note, it's got a very raw quality to it, and you do get a nice bit of transmission whine, which you tend to notice more in rear wheel drive cars, I suppose, with the prop and all the rear axle you're going to get some more noise as it echoes underneath the car, and that's all been nice and accurately modelled and highlighted in this particular mod, which is nice. Oh, this is brilliant fun. So we have got great handling. I am racing with my Aki Force direct drive wheel. I can tell you now, I'm getting a lot coming through the wheel. The car is giving me plenty of information, so they've done a nice job of getting that set up and dialed in. And as you can see, if we can get up close to some more cars, they are really well detailed and modelled. Everything just looks right, but you wouldn't expect anything less from the guys at PM3DM, especially after their first Super Tour, then it's in Primera, and how brilliant that was. You just knew that what they learnt from that was going to be applied to this, and it was always going to be on the same level, if not better. Now they've released this car, and it's like an early release version. It's 0.5, and they are at the moment looking for community feedback to help push the project forward at a faster pace. Now remember, that term fast is relative. They are a small team doing this for free in their spare time, so don't expect it to be at version 1.0 by the end of the week. But with more people testing the car, more people highlighting what's good and what's not so good about it, at least they can formulate some sort of game plan, and they know what areas to be working on and concentrating on, and what areas not. Now, I did have to turn down the volume of the opponent's cars a couple of notches in the actual sim title settings, because I found that the car was being drowned out slightly as I overtook other cars. But that was a nice and simple quick fix. But again, I expect sound levels and sound details, that's something else they're still going to tweak and adjust as they get feedback. But all in all, for a first release, I've played with many a mod that's not been as half as good as this, and it's supposed to be a final release, so if you're into tin tops, you like Assetto Corsa, then you need to head over to Race Department. Links will be in the description. Get this mod downloaded, have some fun with it, enjoy it, and if possible, give a little bit of feedback to the team so they can push the project forward. Okay, well, that's my first look at the new Assetto Corsa BMW 320i. Please let me know in the comments if you've tried it, what you think about it, and we'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, race hard, race fair.